Hi, I'm Nina Kelly and I'm the CEO of Safe New Futures, and we're looking at a series of videos around the subject of loneliness and its effects. So, in a previous job working for an international human rights organization, I went to visit 33 male prisoners in a high security prison in rural Mexico. They'd been rounded up, as it turned out, falsely accused of a massacre that they hadn't taken part in. And they left behind a village full of women and children whose role it was to cook, look after the village, bring up the next generation, but who had no opportunity to earn money to feed their families. And these men were absolutely distraught about their vulnerable families that they left behind, whilst they were incarcerated without an end in sight for a crime they hadn't even committed. And of course, we offered them what we could in the way of essentials, advocacy and support. However, as our group leader addressed these men and told them, "You are not alone. We won't forget you," each of the men broke down in tears, and that spoke more eloquently than words ever could have of their appreciation that we understood and that we stood by them and their families and that we were with them, despite the countries and the continents that separated us. And we cried with them, not in sympathy, but in empathy and in shared humanity. They were very grateful for our gifts, but what they really wanted to know was that they were not alone. And that sense of feeling alone can feel shameful, embarrassing, as if there's something terribly wrong with us and that somehow we have brought this terrible condition onto ourselves. And for many of us, loneliness and aloneness can start early in life if we've experienced the loss of one or more significant parental figures in our lives, or the breakdown in early years attachment with a nurturing carer. It can also apply to other adverse events in childhood, such as neglect or even experiences of abuse. In my case, I lost both my parents aged 8 in a hotel fire and was then sent to live with a family in another country who were not related and who didn't even want another child thrust into their midst. And the sense of being alone was palpable. And that feeling can easily be triggered later in life at times of trauma, isolation, or when battling through difficulties. And having a friendly extrovert personality like I do, who can easily make friends and who enjoys being around people, doesn't always help. And people, me included, can feel very alone even when surrounded by others. And so, we hide our shameful, paralyzing feelings of loneliness. We develop a mask or we create a protective shell. We hide away. We refuse to be a burden to others and we carry on regardless. And clearly this is the very opposite of everything or anything we should be doing to solve the issue. So, I would really encourage us all, hard as it might be, to try and get these issues out into the open and take away the power that comes from keeping these things a secret. And I'm really happy to come and speak to you at an event, but also if you'd like to know more about Safe New Futures and how we assist with these issues, please do go onto our website, safe.org.uk, and also you can find a whole series of white papers there around this subject on our resources page, or even click on this QR code. But thank you for listening and for sharing in this journey, discussing and looking at the topic of loneliness.